Hello, I'm Robert Perry, and today we will be discussing the phenomena of food insecurity, what it is, and how it can be stopped. Our country is rich. We have an abundance of resources and easy access to all things healthy. We have socialized our basic needs, and we pay a lot of tax dollars to accomplish that. Every wage earner pays a little to safeguard others against deprivation. Knowing that, we find comfort in the thought that all is well in Ontario. It may be hard to accept that many of our children are going to school hungry, but it is obvious if you know where to look. St. Mark's Church provides a hot breakfast for kids at Harriet Todd Public School. It's the poorest area of our city. As a new volunteer on my first morning, I saw a little girl I will always remember. Dressed in a stained, worn, and too small, thin summer dress, and this was on a brutally cold Canadian winter morning. She was timidly coming forward for sausage, ham, pancakes, a fruit cup, and juice box. She was followed in line by her mother and a preschool-aged brother for the hot breakfast, too. I turned and asked another volunteer if it was okay to feed the mom and the brother too. It was supposed to be a breakfast for the school kids. I didn't get a verbal reply that morning. Instead, my eyes were guided back to that family, and I got a second look at a family in need. In need like I would never be. And my cold heart melted in shame that I would ever consider not extending help to this obvious and immediate need. Now, before we get too far, we have to eliminate any thought that parental neglect is to blame for mums and dads sending their kids out the door to school with empty stomachs. I will show you that it comes down to the numbers, a matter of subtraction. I will be subtracting one big number from a too small starting point. We are talking here about the poorest people in our province, those who can't work, but have a family to look after and rely on social assistance, welfare. In Ontario, the number of kids living in low-income families varies from region to region, but on average, almost 20% of our children live in poverty. Those social assistance payments, which come from our tax-paying pockets, has to be spread around to cover important family needs. The first, and by far the largest expense, is rent. Rent takes 70% of that monthly social assistance check. That's tax money going straight into the landlord's purse. And that's too big a number from too small a starting point. Here's a subtraction. Ontario Welfare Allowance provides $770 a month for rent for a family of four. That's what they figure it would cost. A two-bedroom apartment, however, rents for almost twice that. The difference between the allowance given and the actual cost for housing comes from the $820 that is supposed to be spent on groceries and other essentials. Government subsidized housing for the poorest families is the only way to enable food reaches their tables in the quantity and quality needed. This is election year. Politicians are listening to you. Let your candidate know you want to help kids, the 1 in 5 of them who are the poorest amongst us. Ask our elected representatives to stop sustaining landlords with our tax dollars and instead feed our children by providing more affordable housing programs. Thanks for listening. I hope this helps you understand food insecurity exists in many homes, and it can be helped by promoting affordable housing.